Here's a detailed profile of Aziz Nasirzadeh, a prominent figure in Iran's military and political leadership. Here is the personal background of Aziz Nasirzadeh. Aziz Nasirzadeh. Personal background. Full name: Aziz Nasirzadeh. Aziz Nasirzadeh. The date of birth: 1965. Place of birth: Sarab, East Azerbaijan Province. Iran. Ethnicity: Iranian Azerbaijani. Religion: Twelver Shia Islam, standard among senior Iranian military officials. Early life and education: military entry: joined the Islamic Republic of Iran Air Force, IRIAF, in 1982. At around age 17, pilot training. Trained as a fighter pilot, eventually specializing in flying the Grumman F-14 Tomcat, a U.S.-built fighter Iran acquired before the 1979 Islamic Revolution. Academic background. While exact academic records are not widely published, he reportedly completed military and strategic training courses in Iran's Air Force academies and staff colleges. Iran-Iraq War, 1980-1988. Nasirzadeh joined during the height of the Iran-Iraq War. He did not see combat during the war, but gained significant flight experience and operational readiness during that time, particularly with the F-14 squadron. Languages: primary language, Persian, Farsi. Likely fluent: Azerbaijani, Turkic, native to his region. Possibly reads some English due to pilot training during the Shah's era and exposure to U.S.-made aircraft systems. If you'd like, I can also provide details about his family, rank progression, or notable personal views expressed in public speeches. Here's a detailed overview of Aziz Nasirzadeh's military career. Aziz Nasirzadeh. Military career: 1. Early service, 1982 to 1988. Joined the Islamic Republic of Iran Air Force, IRIAF, in 1982 during the Iran-Iraq War. Trained and became a fighter pilot, specializing in the Grumman F-14 Tomcat, a U.S.-made aircraft Iran obtained before the 1979 Islamic Revolution. While he did not participate in direct combat during the war, he gained operational readiness and logged extensive flight hours with the IRIAF's Eilat Fighter Wing. 2. Rise through the ranks, 1990s, 2010s. Held various command and staff positions within the IRIAF. Served as a flight instructor, helping train a new generation of Iranian pilots, despite international sanctions and parts shortages for Western-made aircraft. Promoted steadily through the Air Force hierarchy, recognized for his technical knowledge, loyalty to the regime, and leadership abilities. 3. Chief of Staff of the IRIAF, pre-2018. Before becoming commander, Nasirzadeh was Chief of Staff of the Iranian Air Force, where he was responsible for overseeing operational readiness, planning, and training. 4. Commander of the Islamic Republic of Iran Air Force, 2018-2021. Appointed August 19, 2018, by Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Rank and appointment: Brigadier General. His tenure focused on upgrading Iran's domestic air defense and aviation industry, promoting indigenous aircraft like the Kausar fighter, jet strengthening Iran's drone and missile capabilities, deepening strategic ties with the IRGC Aerospace Force, and Defense Industries Deputy Chief of Staff of the Iranian Armed Forces, 2021-2024. Appointed to the General Staff of the Armed Forces in September 2021. Played a key role in defense policy and strategic planning. Passive defense coordination, protecting infrastructure from cyber, missile, and drone threats. Joint military exercises and cooperation with regional allies. 6. Minister of Defense and Armed Forces Logistics, 2024-present. Appointed in August 2024 by President Masoud Pezeshkian. Responsibilities include overseeing Iran's military-industrial complex, expanding missile and drone capabilities, managing military procurement and exports, spearheading regional defense diplomacy, especially in the Caucasus and Persian Gulf military style and legacy, known for a technocratic approach, focused on modernization within the limits of sanctions. Believes in strategic deterrence, building capabilities that dissuade U.S. or Israeli military action, strong supporter of the axis of resistance, aligning Iran militarily with Syria, Hezbollah, and other anti-Western forces. Would you like a breakdown of his defense policies, weapons programs, or international impact? Here's a comprehensive overview of Aziz Nasirzadeh's senior leadership roles in Iran's military and defense establishment. Aziz Nasirzadeh, senior leadership roles. 1. Commander of the Islamic Republic of Iran Air Force, IRIAF term, August 2018. September 2021, appointed by Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei Key. Focus areas: modernization of Iran's aging air fleet, emphasis on indigenous aircraft production, e.g., Kausar jet, strengthening air defense integration with IRGC Aerospace Force, expanding drone and missile-based asymmetric warfare capabilities, legacy, oversaw a pivotal period of strategic defense upgrades despite international sanctions, frequently delivered ideological speeches against the U.S. and Israel. 2. Deputy Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran term, September 2021, August 2024, role second in command under the Chief of Staff, Majid General Mohammad Bagheri, responsible for strategic planning, operational coordination among Army, Navy, IRGC, and Air Force, passive defense and civil protection systems, joint military exercises, especially in the Caucasus, Persian Gulf, and Caspian Sea regions. 3. Minister of Defense and Armed Forces Logistics term, appointed August 21, 2024. Present President Masoud Pezeshkian. Primary responsibilities: leadership over Iran's entire military-industrial complex, oversight of missile, drone, and electronic warfare development, control of weapons procurement, logistics and arms exports, expansion of military alliances and regional defense diplomacy, major actions, supervised test launches of long-range missiles in 2025. Announced that all U.S. bases in the region are within range, reinforced strategic ties with Russia, China, Syria, and Hezbollah. 4. Head of the Passive Defense Organization, PDO. Concurrent role. Oversees protection of critical national infrastructure, including military and nuclear facilities, cyber defense systems, civil defense preparedness. Often coordinates with Iran's Supreme National Security Council strategic themes in his leadership. Strong proponent of self-sufficiency in defense production, advocates for deterrence through missile power pushes for military diplomacy in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Syria, and Iraq. Endorses hardline ideological positions against Israel and the U.S. Would you like an analysis of how his leadership is shaping Iran's regional power projection or its military doctrine? Here's a detailed breakdown of Aziz Nasirzadeh's key responsibilities and focus areas across his senior leadership roles. Aziz Nasirzadeh, responsibilities and focus areas. Military modernization and defense industry development main. Goal: ensure Iran's self-sufficiency in defense technologies despite international sanctions. Key actions: promoted domestic manufacturing of aircraft, the G, Kausar fighter jet. Expanded ballistic missile and drone programs, prioritizing range, accuracy, and warhead capacity. Oversaw development of new unmanned combat aerial vehicles, UCAVs, and loitering munitions, strategic deterrence, and missile policy advocates. Iran's doctrine of strategic deterrence through long-range missile capabilities, EASAG, Shahab, Khorramshahr, Fatah hypersonic, high-speed missile testing, notably a 2025 test of a 2-ton warhead missile, frequently emphasizes Iran's ability to strike U.S. and Israeli targets across the region. Warned, all U.S. bases are within our reach if diplomacy fails. Passive defense and infrastructure. Protection role. Chair of Iran's Passive Defense Organization, PDO. Responsibilities: securing Iran's military and nuclear infrastructure against airstrikes, cyber attacks, and sabotage, coordinating civil defense drills and resiliency planning, monitoring, vulnerability assessments for critical national infrastructure, regional military strategy and defense. Diplomacy strengthens Iran's military presence and alliances in South Caucasus. BG, military exercises with Armenia to counter Turkish and Israeli influence. Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon. Cooperation with PMF, Syrian Army, and Hezbollah. Focuses on forming defense coalitions with neighboring countries to resist Western pressure. Promotes Iran's role in the axis of resistance against Israel and U.S. presence in the Middle East. Intelligence, cyber, and electronic warfare publicly claims intelligence superiority over Israel, citing espionage successes. Invests in cyber defense and cyber retaliation capabilities, electronic warfare systems, particularly radar jamming and drone disruption, oversees efforts to neutralize foreign sabotage operations, including those linked to Mossad. Strategic messaging and ideological posturing frequently makes public threats toward Israel and the U.S. Calls Israel a temporary entity. Encourages younger generations to prepare to wipe Israel off the earth, uses public speeches to reinforce Iranian military morale, project confidence and deterrence to foreign audiences. Summary: Aziz Nasirzadeh's focus is on strategic independence, regional deterrence and modernization, all while reinforcing Iran's hardline stance against Western influence. He blends operational oversight with ideological commitment, aiming to transform Iran's armed forces into a resilient and globally relevant military power. Here is a detailed overview of Aziz Nasirzadeh's strategic views, based on his public statements, leadership actions, and defense policies. Aziz Nasirzadeh, Strategic Views. On Israel, Nasirzadeh takes a hardline, ideological stance toward Israel, consistent with the Iranian regime's resistance axis worldview. Key themes: Israel as a temporary state. Frequently refers to Israel as an illegitimate entity that will be wiped off the earth.